Nothing horrible has happened.
Yeah, it hasn't turned into like a dilapidated, ramshackle building.
Nope.
Okay.
Like, give me a perception check.
Oh, the
She has your
professor
photo
doesn't
posted.
know how to perceive anything, even when he's looking right at it. 14.
It's a building.
Okay. What the professor doesn't quite see was that there are these weird little claw marks on the windows against the dirt, the side of the windows.
Trying to
Get in or come out?
Just out.
Okay, nice.
Little waxy claw marks.
Well, she's back in business. No harm, no foul, eh, Ludo?
I guess so.
This is making reference to one of your early shopping trips where you had poor Lavender Honeybottom, a halfling merchant and candle maker, play around with the wax of Balbognothep. She got trapped in a bunch of wax.
Yeah, we found her and she was sort of like encased in it and sort of mumbling insanely in the closet.
She was having a bad time.
Yeah, she was a bad day. But she did make the candles, and we freed her, put her to bed,
Paid her a little.
paid her. Ludo proceeded to steal some of the money I used to pay her.
This is, I think, before you guys actually labeled your group the Jerks Emeritus.
Oh, yeah.
This is very early on.
Yeah.
This was like early jerk forming.
I was still sleight of hand and everything.
All right, so
You
you guys do a bit of shopping in the slough, and then as a group, you're heading into the Leatherworks district.
Yes. Well, I think we just
sell the things and then head to the leatherworks. We're in kind of a hurry, I think. We don't want to spend too much time meandering about.
Okay, you go to the Leatherworks district. You could see strange tents where people are getting tattoos and weird body modifications. You can see there is a Fant that seems to be undergoing some sort of surgery to elongate their trunk.
I will
Pull out
A lot of fans are doing that these days.
my empty book and I'll cast Page-Bound Epiphany,
filling it with knowledge and I will ask it
where in the
what's the name of this district?
The Leatherworks district.
Leatherworks district.
It smells horrible down here because there is actual leatherworks, leather making activities going on here, which involves, I think, big vats of boiling pee.
Oh, I think it does involve pee, yeah.
Ludo get a tattoo.
Ludo this afternoon
He's
get a tattoo.
gonna slink off from everybody and go get a cat tattoo across his whole neck. It makes it look like a cat's peeking out of his shirt at all times.
All right, cool. How much money are you spending on your cat tattoo?
As little as they'll charge me.
Listen, Tat.
Yeah. The whiskers kind of come up the sides of his face.
The whiskers are made out of spurting blood from the cheap tattoo, puncturing all the way through.
All right, so Ludo's getting a peeking cat tattoo.
Neck tattoo.
He's impulsive.
Okay, how much money? How much money are you spending on your cat tattoo?
$4. 4 to 8.
The first merchant looks at you and says, "The neck is very soft flesh. $8. Oh, the cat pee on you for $8. He's charging $200 for the tattoo that you described.
What about? I can't trade that. Well, I gotta go.
He says he can give you a cat on your arm for $8.
Deal.
All right, so Ludo, you get a coin-sized Hello Kitty looking cat on the side of your arm for $8.
My $8.
Okay. Manny's just standing outside, make sure Ludo doesn't get into too much trouble.
Are these clean needles?
All right, so Manny and Ludo, as they go off and do their own thing.
Yeah.
While Henry, you were asking for what?
As I cast Page-Bound Epiphany, I am filling the book with knowledge of the Leatherworks district and asking it where I can buy a mummified
Left-handed.
and I will study it for the full amount of time and do a knowledge local station 34. Ah, here it is.
Okay. Well, you don't know like where you can buy one, but you know who might sell you stuff like this. Yeah, the knowledge wouldn't, unless it was like a single highly magical object that doesn't move very much. It wouldn't quite be like someone was trying to sell a staff of power for 10 years. You might know that as knowledge, but you do get several names of
shops that sell this.
Disreputable merchants and people who will sell necromancers' cadavers.
Okay, yeah. I'm more looking to fill the book with like pamphlet knowledge of this Leatherworks district.
Right.
You know, like, oh, and over here it's the guys who sell mummified body parts. I will wander in the direction of
All right. Well, you've got
this
three names. People that you may want to mark this down. Ulguvast is the name of a wanted criminal. He is a grave robber, and is a mercenary grave robber, and he would steal you this stuff for free. The fact that he robs graves and then tries to sell everything inside of it means that he might have some leftover stuff from the last time he robs graves. And his thing is that he picks them clean.
How do you spell Ulguvast?
Ulguvast. And you know with your 34 where you can get in contact with him.
Okay.
Another name is let's see.
You're gonna need more than $8 for that one, buddy.
It could have looked way worse than that.
I'm gonna find a chunk of wood that's about hand-sized and start trying to carve what I remember about the hand.
Nice.
Cool.
I'll
Yeah,
just sort of whittle as we go.
that's fine. You probably find a chunk of wood quite easily.
Yeah.
To start making a hand out of it. It's not something it needs to last for very long, I don't think.
No.
Okay. There are people who run a crematoria.
Ooh.
They might be able to sell you bits that they otherwise claim that they are
Burning?
We need a name for the crematorium.
Cremation.
Sure. No.
Smoking hot deals?
Fire sale.
No, we will call it.
Firestone?
Let's see if the chat is.
Like the tires.
Exactly.
You kill him, we grill him.
Ashes to ashes.
Anubis's pipe.
Oh.
Nice.
And the person there that you want to talk to is Zenny.
Zenny!
Zenny.
Nice.
The last one is known as the Death Vark. It's a tribe of Vark that collect bodies.
Oh, good. That one probably sounds most fun.
They consider bodies the ultimate junk, basically, and find uses for it.
Funny, we've run into many of them, but wouldn't have guessed that.
Which one's closest?
They're all in the Leatherwork district.
Shall we try the crematorium? Death Bark sounds promising if we can find some dead cats or something to give
I
them.
think we want something old.
Do we have time for death
The
bark?
crematorium will have fresh hands.
The Death Bark then, or perhaps this Oglevest lad?
One of the two.
Seems like we could get a deal from Mr. Oglevest. Seems to just do it for the love of the game, so to speak.
Perhaps. The Vark might be less traceable?
Can we find a dead cat or something to trade them?
Perhaps.
We're in the... I suppose there's probably just dead body trash everywhere around here.
Not necessarily.
Trash. Yeah, I guess that.
There's a tribe called the Death Vark near here.
Yeah.
There are no dead body parts on the streets.
That's what I'm trying to like grab them quick before the death fart.
They have taken them all.
You'd have to provide a corpse. You'd have to make the corpse first. Alright, who are you gonna go see?
Let's go talk to this Oglevast character first. Maybe he has a good deal. Oh, yeah, let's find Oglevast, the grave robbing mercenary.
Okay. He hangs out at a tavern called the Morgue.
Classics.
Before we go in, I will cast a glamour on myself.
The Morgue has creepy curtains and it used to be some sort of funeral parlor, or it's got the trappings of a funeral parlor. It's very, very gaudy in its horror.
I'll say, well, this place looks cozy as I step across the front door.
You guys are in the Leatherwork District. After asking around, you find you
find Oglevest. I'll just go to the conversation layer. I'll put down Oglevest's token.
Ludo and Manny are off getting a tattoo.
2 at this point.
I'll approach him with a drink of whatever he's drinking, and
Like an extra one as well as one for ourselves, and ask him
do you mind if we have a seat?
and offer him the...
Extra drink.
Fine.
Good evening, sir. Good afternoon, rather.
My name is Professor Henry Sinclair Chalmers III, and...
Is it morning already?
Last I checked, yes. Perhaps getting towards the afternoon at this point. Last I heard, and... I suppose there's no delicate way of saying this. I've come to perhaps employ you for some of your unique skills. Have a very particular request.
Huh. You look old. You got some family members that croaked?
Oh, something like that. More just looking for a nice old left hand of a man. Something... Could you describe it for Mr. Oglevest? I'll say,
Yes, we need a hand.
left hand.
There should be about this size.
Woman or man?
Man.
Severed?
Doesn't have to be. We can sever hands ourselves, but we need at least this much hand.
Do you have anything in stock?
Above or below the wrist?
Take a look at it. It's above slightly. Yeah.
Left hand?
Left.
What race?
Human? Right? Ichymacer was a human mage?
How fresh?
Oh, old.
Preferably well preserved old
Yes, preserved, indeed.
What do you mean preserved?
hand. Something leathery.
Not bones.
Like mummified
Yes, that would work.
or embalmed?
More mummified than embalmed.
Huh.
I'll take a look at it. It's a wrinkly sort of. Yeah.
Alright, give me a week.
Is there any way we could maybe speed that up? It's been quite a long wait already, you see.
I'm fine with a week.
The professor looks very dejected and sad that he must wait another week to even
It's an
potentially.
emergency then. An emergency left hand.
Yes, sort of.
Be better to root for the right one than
True.
the left one.
You got me there, Pharisee.
Alright, I can have something today for you, but it ain't gonna be cheap.
What is cheap or not cheap in your estimation?
Male left hand severed and embalmed. Old. Huh?
Almost mummified.
$600.
Ooh.
I will
Sleight of hand the wand of enhanced diplomacy and attempt to cough the command word under my breath.
I'll
He's
distract a
watching
little bit.
He's watching you cast from a wand.
I'll pull out the money as he's starting to do that and say, "This comes out of your share, Professor."
Yes, of course.
And then I'll put it back.
Okay.
I will haggle.
Give me a bluff.
the price down.
Oh, shoot. I would love to give you a bluff.
What is it? Hold on.
He didn't ask.
Any questions what you needed it for? He was just down to business.
I'd like that about him. But I gotta at least make a little bit of a play on a haggle here.
20 on the bluff.
Do you need one from me?
On my attempt to haggle it down.
Sure.
Diplomacy check.
So glamour is a circumstance bonus. Enhanced diplomacy is a competence bonus.
They stack.
So I'm looking at
+7 from that.
You cast your spells while you're.
yes.
She's just looking at you. Distracted a little bit about money.
That's 12.
26 on diplomacy.
What are you trying to ask him?
I'm trying to haggle the price down from $600. I gotta at least make a play at haggling here.
I can go as low as 5, but you're now pushing quality.
Ooh, we wouldn't want to sacrifice quality. 500 is more than fair.
You can have cheap and quick.
No, quality is a must on this, I'm afraid.
Thank you. 5 will do.
I appreciate your business acumen.
I'll take out the money, peel off $500, put it down.
Okay. He glances at you for a moment. And he just moves his dirty orc hand over the 500.
Peel off another 50
Yep.
and say, "We do want good quality, and I was never here."
He takes the 50, he stuffs it into a different pocket. He gets up.
Wait here.
Thank you, sir.
The professor will lean in and whisper to Pharisee over his drink. Well, that went well.
Surprisingly.
You were able to find them at the morgue because you see Tech guarding the front door.
Walking around.
Yeah, you walk right in.
Hey, let's show him our tattoos. Wait, you didn't get one.
No, I didn't want a kitty cat tattoo.
Come on.
I don't think the Iron God would have approved.
What about a big cuddly bear?
He's taking a swig from a whiskey flask though. They bought some whiskey. Subtract $10.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep.
Always give me a whiskey flask given the number of
The number of mimics around.
Seems like
might
a
not
good
be a
idea.
bad thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
they refilled your whiskey.
I'm gonna
flask,
keep.
basically.
I'm gonna keep carving a little bit more fine.
Okay. 3 hours later,
he comes back to the bar, and Ogavast has a bag.
He waves you into the back. You notice he talks to somebody in a back room. It looks like just like a storage area. There's some barrels and things back there. He invites Pharisee, the professor, and I guess Zephyros back there. He doesn't let anyone else back because he didn't transact with anyone else. Manny and Ludo are playing some sort of dominoes game off to the side while drinking whiskey. So they're fine. They're fine.
I got 3 of them.
He pushes some barrels over. The first one he flops down. Holy fuck, the stink on this one. It smells like somebody is trying to, after the fact, bathe it in formaldehyde, but it like reeks, and the flesh is a little bit runny. However, it is the best looking, or it looks very similar to the color that you described.
Okay.
It's a left hand, but it smells like this thing is. You don't know what the crawling claw smells like, but this smells awful.
Yeah.
He just knows. The next one is a bit purpley and has got like black claws at the end of the fingers. The color's not right. It's a little bit fatter, but definitely looks like the crawling claw or the crawling hand. The crawling hand did have like really long claw-like fingernails that you might be able to like widen or put some sort of fake fingernail on. And then the third one is too skeletal.
Number 3 won't do, I don't think. Pharisee, what do you think? You're the artist amongst us.
Number 1 looks like about what we're looking for, but it would require some additional preservation, to say the least.
Yes, but the look is important. I suppose 1 then.
2 looks the least rotten as well. It's very well preserved,
But
Well preserved is very good.
but the color is wrong.
can we do anything about colour, perhaps?
I'm sure we can paint it or something.
Paint, yes.
Find an embalmer.
So 2. So 2 looks like. It looks like it. It's just the color's
a
off.
plumper hand, the color is off, and the nail. It's got long nails, but the nails are sharp as opposed to flat nails.
And we could cut the nails down.
Well, we
Paint
could
it.
build them up to be wider.
Yep. You've got a master carver that was able to create little tiny figurines of fairies, so putting a couple of nails on a hand is probably.
You think number 2 then, Pharisee? The best clay for your moulding, so to speak?
Sure, I can work with it.
I think number 2, sir.
Okay. He packs the other 2 away. What the fuck does he have to do with left hands? Maybe he's thinking there will be a run on left hands.
Who knows?
He doesn't care. He just seems to pack them away. He puts the really rotten, juicy one into a jar and closes up the mason jar, and the other one just gets wrapped up, and he just leaves the second one there.
Does he turn his back to do any of this?
Well, he's kind of got his hood down while he's doing it. Yeah.
This one's yours to keep track of. Then.
Yeah, I will grab it, turn around away from him, and sleight of hand it into the dimensional pocket.
In your belly button.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Roll a d20, please.
1d20. 14.
Okay. Yeah, it's gross. You're stuffing a clawed, unclean hand into your belly.
Weird orifice.
Yeah, exactly.
Technically,
Its claws are sharp. Its claws are sharp, and you know what.
So
Okay, he packs up his things and he just strides into the back room, leaving the 3 of you there, and then leaves the bar for the day.
Let's leave.
Yeah.
I think we're done here.
Head up to the Wizards District.
So what are you doing with the purple hand?
Oh, it's in his Stomach.
It's in his, okay.
It's in his stomach. Okay.
Yeah, we got we need to find
Paint?
some makeup basically.
Yeah,
Embalmer's
you're-
makeup.
So at the heart of the Leatherworks district is all sorts of tattoo artistry and there's henna. Some of the bark like to put tattoos on themselves. So there's like
Yeah.
weird bark henna. For $10, you can find paint in the district.
Find something that would dye it, kind of.
I think
Okay.
we
Yeah.
buy that.
Who is my tattoo?
We're essentially trying to dye leather.
Yep.
Really. So,
Who
yeah.
is leading the craft check to get the hand to be the right tincture?
Oh, for sure it'll be Pharisee is the artist amongst us.
Okay.
I'll do my best to
I don't have any
if I can.
relevant skill for it, but
What are we using to check that? Craft
Your
what?
leatherworking is very close to clothing.
oh wait, I do have a leatherworking.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
leather.
I craft leather. Of course, I'm going to be doing.
Yeah,
I'm dyeing leather. Of course,
And
yes.
you're in the leather district, so
Yes.
yeah, you find leather dyes, and this is
Yeah.
your craft check to see how good the forgery is.
The other thing I want to do is a little bit of carving for the nails, and we might be able to find some sort of fake nail substance at like a mortuary.
Perfect.
Yes.
And make a ring. Craft jewelry.
I have craft clothing. Can I aid?
The ring will take longer than your than this particular.
Yeah.
Crafting jewelry would take days. Sticking a ring on it won't take very
I
long.
think we want the
I
ring to
can
look so
help with craft jewelry.
Okay.
I can also help with craft clothing.
Cool. I think the craft jewelry. So while you're working on the hand,
yeah.
Zephyros could definitely go into the market and try to find some costume jewelry that
Yeah.
looks similar
Yeah.
to what
That sounds good.
to what Ichymacer's
Yeah.
arcane bond ring.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be a good ring.
No,
just
it is an old ring
Yeah.
that is stuck on one of the on the index finger of the
Yeah.
hand, and it was missing one of it only had one of the 4 original gems on the face of the ring, so some facsimile could be made.
Yeah.
Getting a ring that looked exactly like it would probably cost thousands of gold pieces if you want it to be the exact same stone.
No, it's just gonna be a cheap knockoff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pass visual inspection.
Okay. So
Why does it not have all the stones on? Is it damaged?
yeah, it did look like it was missing some of its stones.
So would make whole not be able to fix it?
Not necessarily. If the individual stones had power, then no.
Okay.
It is missing bits as opposed to broken.
Okay.
Plus, you're guessing that it's magical. Okay, it appears that the professor is helping out Pharisee with the hand, and then Zephyros. Who's going with Zephyros to find costume jewelry?
I guess Manny and
Okay.
I guess it's sort of a way of mining. We're looking for
metals.
gems.
I need money though. I don't have any money on me.
Let's keep track then of we're trying to correct the color,
Yep.
we're trying to correct the nails,
Yep.
and we're trying to forge the ring.
Yes.
What kind of color? What color stones do we need?
Checks.
I think it was well, Mandy didn't see the ring. Ludo did. It was a red ruby.
I think I have an eye for red stones. We might be able to get them cheap.
Let's go do it. Oh, you gonna help me out here, Ludo?
I think so.
Yeah, your appraise could help them find the materials that would match, and a quick visit to a forge, or even back to Zephyros's house, could probably get you a facsimile made.
That might be the better and cheaper way.
Give me a appraise check as you're looking for.
Just
Okay, Ludo aids. Manny is there to make sure no one robs you guys.
I can auto aid on appraise as well.
No, you are leading the craft.
Oh, am I leading? Am I leading? Okay.
Craft later.
So I'm +9. Ludo 8. That turns into 11. Who else? Set. 31.
Nice. Okay.
You guys spend 200 gold pieces to buy a gold ring, and you kind of bend it a little bit and put some empty fittings, and then find a really nice but very cheap piece of almost like red glass that you put in into the hole. So keep track that you've got a
31 craft check, $200 ring.
Yep.
Got it.
And this is going after memory as well.
$200, you say?
Yep.
I'll knock that off.
And then your craft check, it's all part of the same check, but I'm going to give you +2 because you thought about the nails.
Okay. So one leatherworking check on this?
And then a +2 because you guys started off with something that looks very similar to what you're looking for.
Does anyone have a Traveler's Any tool?
I think I have.
One around?
Yeah, I got one.
Yeah, so I'm going to use that for my leatherworking tools.
What craft skill are you using at the moment? Craft what?
Leatherworking.
So craft clothing wouldn't help with that.
Probably not. 1d20 plus 13 is my base.
Yep.
Plus 4, actually plus 11 is my base. Plus 2 for tools. Plus 4 for these other circumstances.
Yep. And then is the professor helping at all? Do you have anything, professor, that can aid with this situation?
Oh. Craft jewelry.
An int check?
Do you
I
have
have it.
Okay.
you have the book itself that
Oh, yeah.
describes the hand?
That's true.
Is there any benefit to sort of
There's a picture of the goddamn hand in the book.
Yeah.
So you get a +6 because you're looking at the book, which also has the ring with the 3 gems on it.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
is that in addition to the +4 I've already got?
Yes.
Are we back by the time
Professor,
that
I
you're
think
doing
that is
this?
quite helpful.
Yeah.
No, you guys were on the you guys were in the market. You had to visit the goat man's forge to do a quick
Okay.
do a quick.
So they're doing this while we're away.
Yep.
Okay.
Where did you guys say you were going to meet when you were done?
The way up to the Wizards District.
Okay, so you guys are waiting by the lifts. And what was the roll for the hand?
I think we're just
Here it goes.
gonna do it.
Ooh.
42.
Okay, so I've put a
Token down for the crawling claw. That is what the crawling claw looks like. Of course, it's got a little bit more color than the white black and white version, but it is gray, and then there's a ring that you can see
Zephyros and them. Because you had to do many things, they seem to have been done before you guys. It is late, really late in the afternoon by this point.
I'll toss the carved hand in a fire.
You can see people are still like jamming into the lifts and going up. Apparently the king hasn't made his speech yet.
So we haven't missed it.
It's getting rather late in the day though. The crowd's out there drinking and jostling. It's probably going to be really busy up there. You notice the guards are looking a little beleaguered near the lifts.
This would be a good time. There's a distraction. A distraction coming right up. Everyone will want to see that.
You see the ring, and the ring is put onto the crawling claw hand, and it looks really good.
Yeah! We wanted to get a magic aura scroll though, which would be up at the Wizards District.
Yeah, let's see if we can find that. That'd be really nice.
Okay, you raise up the lifts and head into the plateau. In the People's Square, you notice that there's a little bit less of a carnival atmosphere and more of almost like a mob-like atmosphere. People are bumping into each other. Huge crowds have gathered outside, awaiting for the Sovereign King's quatern address. The shadows grow long this day, and there are many people that are out here.
I could dimension hop Pixel with the hand into the container. She can swap hands, prick herself, and use that spell you just got to teleport
Dimension
back.
hop someone else into.
I can.
Do you need just line of sight?
I have to be touching. Oh, your familiar cohort or companion, and a touch object or other touched willing creatures. Line of sight, arrive unerringly.
Yeah. You might be able to dimensional hop Pixel in there.
And then your spell where if she gets hurt, she teleports back to you. She could swap hands.
That's the thing, we need to make sure that she's able to actually carry the bag of holding.
Does she even need a bag
I'm
of
not
holding?
sure she can.
I don't think she even needs a bag of holding. If I'm teleporting her in just holding the hand,
Maybe, yeah.
and then she swaps hands, holds the other hand, pricks herself, and just teleports back to you.
The only concern is she's very, very small.
Yeah.
Like, and she's not an ant.
Well,
I'm not sure
strength
she can lift
ant
we
ball?
might be able to, yes.
I think we're
Bull strength Pixel, pop her in, poke her out.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are chatting about spells. Manny's just looking at the crowds of people streaming past with banners, and lots of people are there to either drink, experience the carnival-like atmosphere, to boo or to cheer for the sovereignty. Everyone and all their politics have come out to this grand people's square. Manny says,
Maybe we should go down one of the back streets. There's too many people here. They're bumping into everyone.
Sounds good to me.
You're keeping your hands on your coin purses. And,
I'm on Manny's shoulders, I can tell.
Yeah, yeah, because somebody barreled over you. I want to get closer to see the Sovereign King. You hear somebody mention that. Oh, I wonder what dress the Sovereign Queen is going to wear. What a harlot! You know, like you can hear all sorts of opinions and lower the wants and desires and dreams of the lower classes reflected into their politics and what they hope to get out of today.
Ludo's enjoying a little whiskey while he's up on it.
Yeah, there's quite a few people who've been drinking, and a lot of people have been drinking all day in this nice summer day. There are some like visible fist fights on the fringes of the crowd.
It's a full-on thing.
It's a full-on thing. Yeah. Children and other more dexterous races have like climbed onto high things to have a look. There are entire roofs where there are people sitting on the slanted roofs overlooking the place. Some of the balconies probably are beyond their weight limit for the people that have packed onto the balconies and are throwing streamers and drinking and there's just you. Some of you probably haven't experienced this many people packed into this amount of space. There's at least 20,000 people in this square in the surrounding streets.
Wow. I'm going to keep a very close hold on my money and personal effects.
Yes. Manny, after being bumped into half a dozen times, Manny, and this is just getting off
should
lifts.
be able to actually just fly.
Oh yeah, you fly
everybody.
up.
Yeah.
You see that others have had that idea as well. You even see a wizard with an old wizard smoking from a hookah with an attractive woman sitting beside him on a floating carpet.
Hashtag life goals.
This is amazing! Look at that! Whoa, look at that! Are those monkeys climbing the great obelisk? Like really weird stuff. As all sorts have come out for the quadrant address.
Nice.
There's an unruly sort of tenor to it, though. It wasn't as happy as it was yesterday. The Sovereign King sure is leaving it till late in the day to make his speech. You overhear somebody say, it'll be his last sleep, that's for sure. There's a unhappy murmur to the crowd. You know that many blame Eodred II for the stagnation, as he's presided over most of it. You quickly take some side streets and find yourselves moving back towards the Wizards District, and most of the traffic from the Wizards District is actually heading towards the chaos of the People's Square. You're kind of going against the grain. A couple of coaches run by, you notice, holy shit, young wizards flying, you notice 4 of them actually flying down the street, casting cantrips at each other and having fun. One of them does stop and waves to you. Hey, look, he's an acolyte too. And then they sort of fly off. I'm a what? I know, they were talking to Zephyrus, who's wearing his acolyte sash. Or are you wearing your acolyte sash as you're going to the museum?
If I wear my acolyte sash when we go to the museum, I can get it for free, so I'm wearing it.
Okay. It is late in the day. The museum might close. You'll have to hurry to get there before it closes. Or are you waiting until after hours?
I think we prefer.
I think we want it to be
hours.
closed.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned something about buying a scroll here while you're
Yeah, we'd
here?
like to buy a
Magic Aura?
Magic Aura scroll.
Okay. You go to the Wizard's Alley, and there are plenty of places that sell goods. A Magic Aura scroll.
It's level 1 wizard cantrip.
Yeah, a scroll of Magic Aura will cost you not that much.
I would hope not. It's not like.
Of course, it's only cast at level 1.
But we can inscribe it.
Then we'd have to do the work in the morning.
Broke the game.
I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't know, you just ran out. Lucas ran out.
He's done.
40 gold pieces, I think, for the spell. Let me see. Spells and scrolls. Yeah, it is 10 gold pieces. No, sorry. 25 gold pieces to buy the scroll.
Do we have that much left?
Yeah, we've got plenty of it left. In fact, we've got $40 left.
Hell
So we
yeah!
have just enough.
Hell yeah!
Oh yeah, your facsimile with all the paints and that sort of thing probably cost you about $100.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Wait, do I have any leftovers from that?
The paint? Sure.
Leftover dyes and paints?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep some random dyes and paints around.
Yeah, most of the cost
the
for
shot.
that came with the speed at which you were trying to do it, not the actual. Had you taken your time, it would have cost less.
And then we have the scroll of magic aura.
Yep. Caster level 1, 25 gold pieces. You buy that easily.
I'll throw that on the loot and treasure.
If we learn it,
Yeah.
that would be great. But then we would have to memorize it. And I don't know if can you swap out a memorized spell by taking like an hour?
No, but you could arcane bond it once it's in your
Bond it once in your
spellbook.
spellbook. There you go. That's what I call.
Preparing it and memorizing it would take 2 hours to do. It's about 5:30 in the afternoon, and you know that the museum closes at 6. Between 6 and 7, I believe it closes.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're kicking out stragglers. So if you stopped somewhere and found a quiet cafe for one of the wizards to put this into their spellbook, specifically one with an arcane bond, the museum would be closed by the time you're done.
I think that's fine. We know it works on locked doors. We know what the door looks like.
Yeah. Do we want to just do this back at the house, though? Catch the speech and head home?
Doesn't matter where we do it from, does it?
No. True. As long as no one sees us use the key.
Yes.
Quite a lot of people around here.
Well, but they're all looking somewhere else right now.
True, very true.
If we do it while they're doing the speech, that might actually be the best. I assume the museum will close for the speech?
Ah, you have a fair point there.
I don't know.
I suppose it probably will.
Yes, I'll start scribing.
So I need to...
Do you have arcane bond?
Is that the... Oh, Zephyros would have to. Because Arcane Bond is that item.
Arcane Bond allows you to cast any spell in your spellbook once per day.
Yep.
And by putting this into your spellbook, that would be a way for you to use the spell.
Or scribe another scroll after I learned it.
Which is more hours.
Yeah.
Zephyros, do you mind taking one for the team, learning this spell, and
Casting it for us once you know it?
Sure. Which spell am I learning?
It's a first level spell. It's a DC 16 illusion spell, I believe. Yep.
magic aura?
What are your opposition schools, Zephyros?
Divination and enchantment, I think. Yeah.
Alright, well then you can Arcane Bond this.
Okay. So are we in a safe place where I can learn it right now? When do you want me to learn it?
Yeah, you guys can either, you mentioned going back to the hut or going back to the Villa Malavella. If you walk back to the Villa Malavella, through those crowds, down the lifts, and then back to Malavella, you'd be in the middle of the night.
Just learn it in a cafe
Yeah,
here,
I think we're going to learn it in a cafe.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. There was a place called the Conjuror's Oath. It's an expensive parlor that is built in the Mage's Market, and it's built around an old wizard dueling pit. It has many alcoves for privacy, nice little booths that overlook the main street. Several different bars and parlors. It's kind of a ramshackle place.
Okay.
It's got a really old feeling to it. Lots of magic floating around, like glow globes along the ceilings. Weird obscuring, slightly kind of blurring effects through curtains and booths.
Okay.
All sorts of magical liquids behind the bar. Behind the bar looks more like a green glass backlit alchemy lab as opposed to like an actual bar.
Yeah.
Nice. Lots of floating things and unseen servants. You do see that there are a couple of wizards talking to a guy who's guarding the wizard dueling area, and there might be a match that is actually being set up. Not for today though. The bar is not very well lit. It's kind of shadowy in some places.
Do they have like private rooms?
Some of the booths are
spells?
pretty private. Like when you sit down at the booth, there are curtains you pull back that kind of make it blurry.
Because if we can get a back room, we have the door on Zephyros' back. Not all of us have to go. If you could stay back to watch the door in and out under a minute.
That's true.
Would anybody be able to help me with the spellcraft check to make sure I roll above a 3? A 3 or above?
Someone would have to spend the hour with you.
I can do that since this is Professor's big
Okay.
thing. I'll help.
So you guys sit at a booth. The professor and Zephyros pour over this book. Manny and Ludo are drinking weird cocktails that when they mix the stuff together, the colors change.
Can I throw about $6 at that?
Oh, this place is pretty expensive. You're throwing about $30 at keeping Manny and Ludo.
What is it,
lubricated.
Seattle?
Yeah.
Alright.
It's like magical
Yeah, I know.
prestidigitated cocktails.
Oops.
Little flowers that basically bloom and turn into colored things that swirl into your drink, and another drink that constantly has a Widdershins whirlpool. It's called the Whirlpool.
We're so close, guys.
Like you're pretty sure that a couple familiars are chasing each other. Like there's a monkey chasing a bird, and an old parrot in the corner that just really old. Yeah, it's pretty nuts, but it's also not very busy.
Right.
You're very easily you easily get an hour, basically 2 hours to learn this spell and pen it into a spell book.
So I need a spellcraft roll from.
I'll auto aid.
So this becomes a 1d20 plus 15, and the spell DC is 16. So don't roll a 1.
Even with 1, I think you'd still get it. I think we can't fail this one if we're both working on it.
The king is waiting for you to get done. I have a feeling some shit's about to go down. Lawson, New York is nervous.
Okay, so we're good. 29.
Oh yeah, you guys are.
Learn this level 1 cantrip.
Zephyros is smart.
Yeah.
He may have been overly cautious here.
Yeah, he was I was overly cautious.
He does not. What you learn is Zephyros does not like chances for failure.
Yes.
You're going to want to match the aura, right?
Yes, as close as we can come.
Okay, so what is our goal with this spell? Just make sure that we're all on the same page.
We'd like if someone does a precursory scanning of the hand with detect magic to pick up the same magical emanations the real hand would have.
Do we know what the real hand would have?
We detected magic on it. It was hard to get a lot of clear readings because there was magic on the box. But the book may have some indication. And through I guess the knowledge I have of the spell, of the hand, I think the professor either could roll or just give some sort of facsimile explanation of the magic on the hand.
Yeah, while he's actually penning the spell in the book, you could look at the codex, the familiar grimoire that you took from the hut with chicken feet, and see if there's any knowledge about what the arcane bond ring of Ichymacer I does, especially on the hand of the Crawling Claw. The Crawling Claw has served other masters before.
Yes.
So yeah, give me a knowledge arcana while you're looking through the book and you're trying to find hints as to what that particular magic item does.
1d20 plus 11. 29.
The power of Ichymacer's ruby ring was locked into the 3 gemstones.
Mm-hmm.
The first one protected. So one of the gemstones protected the hand. The other one enhanced the hand, and the third one helped the hand cast spells. There were also powers that are called conjoined powers or resonant powers, where the more gems you had, there were additional powers that manifested.
Nice, that's a good ring.
You do know that the 2 gems have been lost for some time and may have been scavenged by adventurers or other wizards who found other uses for the gems in different magic items or on their own.
That makes sense.
Or only had one of the gemstones and created a magic item for their familiar with the gemstone in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be on the lookout for red rubies on jewelry on other wizards' familiars.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, that you would have no compunction in taking. I'm guessing.
No,
I'm guessing by that look and the
Restoring it to its rightful owner.
Listen, I'm
That's right.
collected. This belongs in a museum.
with your 29.
in a museum.
With the 29, you remember which one? It was the 3rd gemstone on the ruby ring by a certain.
Help Tan cast?
Nope. This one helps protect the hand.
Awesome.
And each of these powers, or some of them, seem to hint that they grow in power depending on how powerful the master is.
Ooh, nice.
Okay. The hour grows late.
Pixel can carry 5 pounds.
Wow.
Fine creatures.
Is that heavy? Heavy load?
That's the top of medium. So strength 3, fine means divide by 4.
Zephyros can give you 5 minutes of bullshit.
I'm fine with
Divide by 8.
I'm pretty sure 8, and I'm pretty sure we did this before because it's at the bottom of your character sheet. Her character sheet.
Probably. Very nice.
Diminutive is divide by 4.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So heavy
Yeah.
means
there we go.
3.75. She can carry it around and still move.
Yeah.
Lift and stagger around is 5 times heavy.
Okay.
And pull drag, I think, is 10 times heavy. So
has to lift it, really.
she only has to lift it over her head, like lift
Sort of teleported in?
to be considered possessing an item.
Okay.
So would she need bull strength?
It wouldn't hurt.
No, sorry. Lift.
So I can give her-
Lift is times
Fine.
2 of heavy.
Yeah.
Lift is times 2 of heavy. My bad. So her lift is 3.75 pounds times 2. So 7.5 pounds. She could lift above her head and basically take a 5-foot step each round.
That is plenty.
Yeah. Can she?
7.5 pounds.
Yeah. I assume, like a hand can't weigh 7.5 pounds, I think.
No,
No, it doesn't weigh
7.5 pounds.
We're all like
Yeah.
looking at Marty and does it, Marty?
It's kind of between though, like 3 and 7. Like it's not hands probably.
And she could
with the big ring on it. Yeah,
We're close to like 3 or 4 pounds.
bite her tongue to do non-lethal damage to herself, right?
Maybe. The question is,
And you could test it out. She's like power lifting the hand on the table in your little booth in the Conjuror's Oath.
let's say she picks the hand up.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
This hand is dead.
Yes.
What about that hand?
Also dead at the moment, I believe. Only comes back to life after we apply the proper ceremony.
It's gonna come back to life. She says.
All I'm saying is, if I were the hand and she picked me up and stabbed herself, I wouldn't come with her.
Do I know from my research if the hand is dead and the spell reanimates it and bonds it, or if it's undead and the spell just bonds it?
Didn't it flicker when we walked by?
It did flinch when you guys were observing it. That's what Ludo said. Didn't it flinch? Ludo's reeking out.
He shivers while he says it.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
Manny's like, I don't know, I was standing outside.
You might be right, Ludo. That is an excellent point.
In that case, we need Pixel to take it inside of a bag of holding or something.
Yes. Can we spare one empty of the contents so that it only weighs as much as the hand itself?
A bag of holding weighs whatever a bag of holding weighs, regardless of what's inside it. Yes.
Oh. I suppose I didn't know that. He rubs his belly a little absent-mindedly.
So when did we want to make this hand give off a magic aura?
I suppose if we do it now and then pop over to the museum, take care of business, pop out during the king's speech, it would be the perfect distraction.
Well, the magic aura will last 5 days.
Perfect.
Long enough for us to forget about it and bond it.
A handy haversack weighs 5 pounds.
Which means she can power lift it and stumble around with it.
Power lift a haversack.
We're talking about this tiny little fairy creature. She's several inches tall, and she is the familiar of Pharisee.
So we're going to put the hand in the haversack.
Yep.
Have Pharisee power lift the haversack. The professor will boop her into the enclosure, where she will, in some order or the other, probably she will try and put the animate hand into the sack first.
Yep.
By sort of kind of getting it in there and then sort of freeing it from its bonds and shoving it in, hoping it herds in kind of. And then she'll take the other hand out, affix it like the old hand was affixed, and then power lift the haversack and do a point of damage to herself to pop out back to me
Oh, with your
Callback.
with callback,
that's awesome.
which we just got and we're not planning to use for this purpose.
But it
Turns
worked out.
out, Dimension Hop.
Turns
I
out
was
it
also
works.
not thinking about that
Yeah.
one either.
I like this plan because it involves me, says Pixel.